Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com, and what I want to do quickly was talk about populist tax proposals. So if you're a Libertarian Party candidate, someone trying to put together a platform to appeal to a broad audience, I mean, one thing we love to talk about as libertarians is cutting taxes, and it's not just because we want people to pay less taxes. It's more of a moral thing in the sense that you worked hard for the money, you should get to keep it. And there's of course economic reasons in the sense that the more money that people get to keep of their own income, they could choose to consume with it, but they can also choose to save and invest with it. Because all savings investment has to come from somebody else, not who has money, who's not using it. Okay, only way I can borrow $100 if somebody else has $100 that they're not using. Now, the thing is, the problem with a lot of tax proposals is they focus a lot on the top marginal tax rate, which from an economic perspective is the most important, the reason being because of capital formation. The problem is, from a political standpoint, it's a difficult proposition because most people don't understand these arguments about capital formation and savings and investment, etc. So then what happens is that people just think that you're advocating to pay for less taxation on the wealthy. Because if you lower that top marginal rate that somebody else is not paying, well, they're receiving no necessarily benefit from that tax cut. Now, a couple of different ways that you can advocate for a cutting of taxes or even spending cuts is through a couple different populist proposals. So, such as every dollar of spending cuts, every dollar of getting rid of sort of tax rent seeking, getting rid of like tax credit deductions. You take that let's say savings in a sense, and you apply it to increasing the standard deduction that everyone can take, so it becomes a more distributed tax benefit. It doesn't necessarily have the same economic oomph as lowering the top marginal rate, but politically you're appealing to more people and you're still cutting taxes in general, which is a good thing economically. And two, you could also apply it to the earned income tax credit. So for example, a proposal would be for every dollar of wealth redistribution or of social aid that you're able to reduce, applying that to the earned income tax credit, which is sort of a lighter form, and again incentivizes employment. And if you're not familiar with the earned income tax credit, it's a refundable tax credit, but you can only get it if you have reportable income. So while still technically a redistribution of wealth, if you could cut it from other areas of spending where there's less economically efficient redistribution of wealth that has all sorts of loopholes, all sorts of strings attached to it that controls people's behavior, and applied towards the earned income tax credit, at least you'll be incentivizing employment in a spending neutral way. So these are a couple, again, populist proposals where you can kind of advocate for cutting taxes, advocate for cutting spending by reallocating them to these particular levers that benefit a broader number of people, making it easier to sell tax reform and welfare reform in a way that it has a populist feel to it. So saying we're going to increase that standard deduction so that way everybody pays less taxes. And that's going to benefit the lowest income people the most. They're going to get the biggest bang for the buck from an increase in the standard deduction or from the earned income tax credit. So these are again, proposals that'll benefit people at the lower income scale the most, which from a political standpoint means more votes. But at the same time, you're still advocating lower spending, you're still advocating lower taxes, and you're still advocating a smaller government. So just some things to think about when you're putting together your ideas for what you want to campaign on as a candidate for office, trying to spread libertarian ideas and free market economics. My name is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com. Have a great day and enjoy.